So, diesel leak. Quick glimpse of underneath there. I think she's well lubricated. I think. The diesel leak was a hose there, but I'll show you better in daylight. You can see the little Jubilee clip on it right there. It blew out. It's literally covered absolutely everything on the truck, and it somehow got into the clutch, and now I'm scared that it may have soaked into the clutch plate and thing, but you can see the difference in colour if you step back. That's where it's all got covered. So yeah, it was that little hose right there blew off. It's a return for these things, so I didn't think it would be under much pressure, but I guess they are. But basically she's slipping now, like sort of bringing it out, so not really sure what the sort of fix is going to be, but oh well, we'll think of something, I guess. Here we are on the farm, and we have sheep over there. We also have sheep on that ridge over there somewhere. This is the camp we call John's Brook. We are taking them in for lamb marking. Everyone else is still in bed. Time we got to the farm was about 7-8 o'clock. Then by the time I got the truck unloaded, because we had wool on there that was given to us, and got everything sorted and then had a snack, it was about 12:30 by the time I got to bed, so haven't had much sleep, so pretty tired at the moment. We've got about 800 ewes out here, and I'm going to estimate that the percentage is probably going to be around, I don't know, 50-60%. So let's say 60 to be safe, yeah. I went to go and take my motorbike for a blast because I put her together early hours this morning as I was up, like, it's ridiculous time. And I thought I'd take her for a spin, but she started spluttering on me, so I've still got a problem with the carb on her. And I think it's because we don't have the proper gaskets and we're using sealant stuff. This one still splutters at low revs, but is what it is, I guess. The other quad that we had to bend the throttle piece to make fit and drill and whatnot, she just doesn't like running at low revs either, so this one, even though it's not as bad as what the other two are. My motorbike, she just won't run even at full revs. She's just starving of fuel, so we'll work out what's wrong with that, I guess, and try and get her sorted. For the truck, yeah, so it was a fuel return line that busted. It busted on the top of the engine, so it come off the injectors, goes around the top of the engine. So if this was, say, the back of the engine, say, it sort of ran across the top here, and then you had the cab sort of like here. But yeah, she busted and just squirted fuel absolutely everywhere. She's just covered in diesel, high ab and everything. So sadly, I don't have a pressure wash out here to give her a good pressure wash. But I guess for some strange reason there must be a gap between the engine and the bell housing, because a lot of fuel went down in there, and because I had a rubber bung in it, it just squirted a load in there and lubed all the clutch up. So like it's not going to rust, I suppose, as a bonus. But if I was at 2,000 revs, above 2,000 revs, just coming up to 2,000 revs with a hill, the torque was just too much and she would slip on me. I did let it slip a little bit, thinking it might just clear itself, but it didn't do it, so I decided against it in the end. Didn't want to get it too hot, being that it was diesel. But yeah, so it looks like we're going to have to try and clean that up. I did price up a new clutch. So we've been quoted 1,700 quid for a new turbo for our truck. And a new clutch kit, which comprises of a pressure plate, clutch plate, and a thrush bearing set kit, is about 550 quid. Now that's before any freight is landed here. So I'm looking at about a £3,000 spend if I was to get the front springs as well. But I can't seem to find the front springs for that old girl online. I don't know why, but I'll keep hunting around. So yeah, it's pretty pricey, but she's a good little truck, and I really do need her now we're going private. So yeah, so to add insult to injury, we ended up having a truck give us problems, which I really could do with in January to get our wool in, and it's going to have to be used. So what we're going to try is connect up the hose to the hot tap and just run a load of hot water under there. I don't know if it'll damage any of the seals or anything. I'm hoping it won't. I know it means the thrush bearing probably might not last as long, but we'll get a cut kit ordered, and then I can take it to the garage and get it changed. Might even do it myself. Yeah, I was thinking if I built up a cradle and could have it sort of set out, but we'll have to wait and see. So yeah, so that's the story with that. So I'm humming and hawing. I'm definitely gonna have to get a turbo, definitely gonna have to get a clutch kit. So there's $2,000 gone, easy, before it's even landed in the Falklands. So I'm thinking if I'm gonna spend a little bit of extra money, I might as well buy the front springs for her and get that sorted as well, I guess, and be done with it. I really did want to buy tires this season, but they're 250 quid a pop, or 250, 280, so didn't really want to spend a fortune on tires as well as turbos and all that. So let's hope the tires hang off for another year. So, but anyways, I must carry on chasing these sheep and get sorted, I guess. So I've got to make up a little bit of shuttering to come out of there. I know this isn't cut right, but I've got to put a guard in here, and I'm going to trim it down after I've put the guard in. So there's your exhaust, there's your cowl, and hopefully this will be more than sufficient for doing the job. But we're going to put a guard in here so birds and all that can't go up and inside. There's a Chipperton. Here we go, work site in here at the moment. Batteries are fully charged. Well, not quite, they're still on bulk, but then they'll go to absorption. But she's put in 10 kilowatts so far this morning, so can't be thinking. I welded all this up on the solar as well. So, right, exhaust. I had a comment on my Facebook page saying, is that an exhaust? No, it's not an exhaust. The idea is to have some rubber hang down off here so that it sits onto the generator, and then that way too you can also lift it if you need to get to anything in that vicinity. So yeah, she's still got a bit of oil on her, but hopefully that is the only oil leak she will have, because I'm hoping that that seal that we did in there is good. So this is just a ducting to take the hot air out. In here I have got a piece cut and bent in on a slight angle. You actually see the weld mark there from where I joined it, and then I think the other bit goes to about there, and then it takes a bend, so hopefully it will whoosh, direct the air out. And here we go. So it's not perfect. I fucked up welding this bit up here. I think actually I probably could get away with cutting this and re-welding that, because that is slightly thicker than it should be. I must have buggered up with my measurements, but it's actually going to work perfect the way it is. So it's ideal. I can sort of walk underneath it, like, and bang the top of my head. Not ideal. So what we're going to do is we'll paint that, and then I might get some carpet or something and just stick onto it depending how hot it gets. If not, the other idea is to hang down some bits of things, so when you walk up to it, it sort of sees your eye line first, so you're automatically like not going to go, you're automatically going to want to sort of duck. So if you have something hanging down like that that's in your eyesight, you'll see it and then you'll duck before you hit it. That's my theory. So, but that's it all connected up. We're just about to head to Stanley because my stickers have arrived, plus I've got to go and have a look at another job for the new year, and another machine of some sort, and then we'll sort of see how it goes from there. But yeah, so next job's into town, then we'll change that and see how it all progresses. So catch us in the next one. My kids and I are heading to town, and hopefully pick up some stuff. I didn't get a video of me putting the whole thing together, but due to the fact is that we were in a bit of a rush to get it done, and I didn't have time to do camera work. I couldn't really sort of do it as such, so I missed out on that one. Then we had our deep freeze pack up, so we then had to sort out our deep freeze, which sort of had to swap it into another one. So we're now a deep freeze down, which makes it even easier for the season ahead. And we sorted out the water tank, so we put a all float valve in it. We didn't record that. my little cameraman that I was going to use. It didn't want to get out in the rain, and they didn't want to get out in the wind. It was really windy, and it was just pissing it down when we were doing it. So we're sort of getting there. We are a day behind on the jobs I wanted to get done due to the weather. I really want to have this cowling done yesterday and finish it off today before I went into town, but sadly I'll have to finish that off on Thursday. Truck, we're still having to sort that out. The clutch is slipping because the diesel went on it. I have been priced up a new one, and hopefully in the new year it'll be sent and on its way, so we will see about that. And there's the bit of rubber that I'm thinking of using, but sadly, oh no, that Hiab's got 2 lots of rubber on it, so we're sorted for rubber. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put rubber on it. I don't know if it'll handle the heat, but the idea is to put the rubber on it, but put some silver tape on it. So in the whole talk about the cowling or the ducting, it was said that it probably wouldn't make a difference because the ducting is going to produce heat, and it will also get warm and obviously then heat the building up. They are correct in the aspect that yes, it will get warm, the building will end up heating up, but it's going to make a difference. For the simple fact is it's taken probably 70% of its heat straight outside. If the ducting gets too warm, it's going to mount the conveyor belt I put on, so I'll have to think of something else like that. And second of all is it's going to be drawing in cold air, so the engine shouldn't get as hot as what it normally would anyway. Second thing is that if it does happen, we can put some insulation around that ducting so that it's not letting the heat come out into the building, it's then forcing it outside. They reckon it wouldn't work. They reckon that you should be able to just run them in the building if you've got plenty of airflow. That is correct. This building is an insulated building, and it is also part of the 24-hour power shed side, so opening a door doesn't necessarily mean going straight outside. It's got to go through the inverter room and the battery room and all that before it gets out. That way it was just circulating around in that room. So the idea is to have it so that it takes that air straight outside, draws its air from the vents that's in the building, and it should keep it, hopefully, a lot cooler. But we'll find out when we go to run it. So for now, we will leave it be, and we'll catch us in 2 seconds of a flick. We haven't actually got the switch on for power in there. There's Gippy. But you come out here, you stick your face there, feel the hot air coming straight out. So I think it might quieten it down a bit too. Don't know if you can hear that. I'm getting eaten by a lamb. Oh, and stickers on the 7610. I was going to say 6610, but the reason why we ain't got power on yet is because of solar power. Not scared of a noisy engine, are you? Right, out you go. Out. Before you make a mess. Well, I think that is success. I'm not sure how warm this is going to get and how much heat this will chuck off, but hopefully the heat that it chucks off will be able to be pushed out by that. We would like to think anyway. But yeah, I'm going to take that as down to a part success. We have got to sort out this end. It has only got tape on it because I had to extend it, and it was a bit rotten at the end. I burned it through holes through. And I actually thought this bit was going to stick through the wall, so what I can do now is shut that off. But yeah, you smell like the oil still sort of progressing through, but I'm sort of hoping that the oil leak's been fixed, but we'll see, I guess. So now we've got to try and just get some angle iron, put under here. I had to cut a bit of that out to get that out, and yeah, it was a bit of faff around what we got there. But yeah, it's not pretty by all means, but it's functional, and to me that's the most important thing, is that it's functional. So next thing to do, I guess, is put stickers on the digger. Alright, time for a bite to eat. We got here at about 11:30. Decided to cuddle that around. I'll go and get some oil, drop the oil out of that old girl, and change the oil in the engine, and then fire her up and let her run with a load. Maybe tomorrow, we'll see what she does. Stickers on the truck. Stickers on the truck. I also did do the county as well, but that's up around the thing, and I forgot my phone, so I think that's nearly all the stickers done, except the bikes and a few other little jobs. Comes a moment of truth tomorrow, I guess. Oil's being changed. Nice clean oil. The other oil was quite black. Probably would have been alright, but I know that the engine got a bit warm. It's a bit warm in here, so I'd like to change it quite frequently. Fuel tank's full, air filter's new. I am thinking about, I don't know what you recommend, I'm thinking about taking this off, spinning it so it's pointing sort of upwards, and then get a bit of pipe and then coming up and then going out, so it's drawing its air from outside. So like it would come up from sort of here, come up, and then go across that there, and then put a little pre-cleaner on the outside as well. But it's just sort of might keep because dust slews around in here every now and then, and I think that's what clogs the air filter up quite quick. So I was thinking, well, if I had it outside, would it be better or would it not be better? You know, theoretically I wouldn't have to put a pre-cleaner on it, but I thought, well, you know, every little helps. So that's all done. We've got a jerry can of fuel still sitting here. We've got to clean up all this mess. So we've got all this stuff here to tidy up. That jerry can needs filling up. That shelf stays there with the oil filters and all that on it. We've got all this to clean up. That bench normally stays there, but it's normally just for when you have to bring tools up, you've got a bench to sit them on. We've then got to get rid of all this stuff that's in here. This can is empty, it needs refueling. So it took 1 and a bit of those cans. So it takes about, I don't know, 5.5 litres I reckon for them. Maybe, something like that. Maybe 6. But all that's got to go down. Then all this has got to get taken away, sorted, cleaned, and my big jumbo jump leads, and a piece of wood that I just dropped, trailer, little 4-wheeler trailer I made, that's all got to be taken away. I'd like to tidy up outside here as well, and tidy up these pipes because they're no longer needed. You can always see there's someone sneaking up behind you. Okay. The lovely, lovely Gippy. So yeah, so that's it for now. We did go up and sort the water tank out. And why are you coming in, Mr. Gippy? Eh? Why are you coming in? Why? He's a friendly old chap. Gets a bit boisterous at times, but you just got to show him who's boss. Don't you? Eh? But it's now 20 to 8. Gippy, what are you doing in here? And I'm not going to bother doing anything in here today. So this is all getting shut down. The batteries have already charged, so I don't need to start the Jenny. Gippy, out. So yeah, all that to clean up. Got stickers on the 6610, stickers on the truck, which I think I took a picture, so I'll post a picture here. In fact, I think I've done a video of it, which I'll probably already show. Sneak in there. So I might have to buy some new stickers yet. I may use more of the smaller ones than I thought, because they seem to look better on the tractors. Don't want to go too low. But other don't know what the weather's meant to be like tomorrow. But obviously we'll take the stickers off the digger, put probably a full one. E5 in here probably. And on the back we'll put try and sort out that trailer. House change stickers, because you know stickers always make things run better. Tidy up down there. Still got to put stickers on the old farm road, but I haven't done it yet. But it's a bit awkward when it's windy. They're not the easiest to stick on. I'm getting ran over by a sheep. He thinks if he chases you enough, you'll get food. And then you walk to the house and he's like, oh, I'm not getting food. Well, that's no fun. So yeah, we've got what? Generator's done, four-wheeler to sort out tomorrow, truck to sort out. I bought some engine degreaser. Should be able to be washed off the water. So hopefully spray that up there, will get me by. It's amazed me that like this shed here we used to use for a 24-hour power system. So these are batteries that the hospital we used to use for backup, and they were sort of accumulated. Oh, and don't forget about the bird's nest. And we've got what? A couple of small panels connected up there, and you know it's constantly charged. You know they're fully charged. No need to really do anything. She's just perfect. I am thinking maybe disconnecting them all because they're starting to get a bit corroded in places for safety reasons. But other than that, they're not too bad. So we'll take them off. These big bank here, we're going to actually use for our portable power system setup. So the panels we've got are going to get rigged up to a controller and then be connected to this because that's 24 volt. And then we'll have we've got a 24 volt 1000 watt inverter. That's like one of those ones you clip onto a truck battery. And then that's going to be like a small on a sleigh sort of thing or trailer, so you can just tow it around if you need it, just in case something ever happens. You can keep your boiler going. This is the system we used to use. This is the oh, that still works. This is the thingy. It says overload trip. Inverter mode on. I don't get this inverter. It's thrown nothing but problems since we had it. It's a PowerStar W7. I looked online and they were meant to be really good, but I sort of give up with it really. I don't think it's that good. So gave up with it. But never mind. So yeah, that's another job that's got to be done. But first of all, we've got to fix four-wheelers. If we're gathering Christmas Day, we're away gathering a small flock of sheep. And then we're on the 26th or 27th. We're then going out and getting all our weathers and shieldings home. So yeah, we've got to get at least one more bike going. So I've got to take that apart, clean that. I bought some carb cleaner, just hopefully it's just a bit of a clean. But yeah, that'll be the video for next week, hopefully. Like to wish you all a Merry Christmas, and we'll catch us next Friday. I don't know if next Friday is a New Year or not, but if not, Happy New Year. Wish you all the best from the Falkland Islands. It was sunny out, but the sun's now disappeared. And yeah, we will catch us in the next one, I guess. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Squiggle if you got a comment down the bottom. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that little notification bell. Every Friday we try and put a video out. Sometimes we do some a little bit earlier. And sometimes we just have company, don't we? You gotta love them, really. Oh, we'll catch you later.